This is election coverage on WCLU. The combined resources of WCLU Radio and Glasgow News 1 have staff across Barren County and Glasgow collecting results from each precinct. Tonight's election coverage is anchored by Todd Steenbergen and joined with commentary from Bobby Richardson, Joe Myers, and Michael Crimmins. Election coverage on WCLU is brought to you by Colton Steakhouse and Grill, Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, ATM Media Solutions, Walbert Trucking, NHC Healthcare, German American Bank, and our broadcast partner, Glasgow EPB. And now with tonight's election coverage, here's Todd Steenbergen and Bobby Richardson.
Good evening and welcome into the WCLU Studios here on election night, November 5th, 2024. And welcome. I'm Todd Steenbergen and Bobby Richardson is joining me. Hello, Bobby.
Good evening. Glad to be here again.
Well, it's great to have you with us. This is somewhat of a tradition for you, and we're glad you could be here tonight.
It's been a long time. It's about time for a new generation.
Well, I tell you what, I need all the help I can get tonight, so I'm very glad that you are here, Bobby. We have several races that folks will be interested in tonight. Of course, we have the national election, but here the local community, the Glasgow City Council race is probably one that most people are interested in the most.
I'd say locally that's correct. It has to be. That's all there is.
That's pretty much it. We do have the Soil and Water Conservation District supervisors that we will keep tabs on as well. There are 5 running for that, and 4 will be elected to fill those roles. But the City Council race probably the one that most people are going to look at. And, of course, Cave City has a City Council race as well. And I believe there are 8 candidates running for 6 seats, and we'll keep up with that one. The Park City election, City Commission race over in Park City is going to be pretty easy to keep up with because there are 4 candidates, and I believe there are 4 seats. Is that correct?
I believe that's right. You know, that should be a pretty easy race to win.
That should be pretty easy. We'll just keep up with the numbers there. But for Glasgow City Council, we have 9 seats. 17 folks have been running for the Glasgow City Council, and we will find out who will be elected momentarily. The polls are closing. They have closed just a couple of minutes ago. It was 6 o'clock, and I don't know if there were lines at closing or not. I'm going to be looking because our folks that are out on the scene, I asked them if there were to let me know. And only one has commented that there were no lines at Glasgow Middle School. So the polls have closed there. Everyone has voted, and they'll be tabulating those results there. At Glasgow Middle School, they've had over 2,000 plus voters at that location.
I voted there today.
You're one of the 2,000. Very good.
I am.
Very good. And did you have to wait in line?
Oh, it took me about 15, 20 minutes from the time I got there till I was in my car.
Okay. Well, that's not bad at all. And for some, it would have taken that long just to read Amendment Number 1.
Some people, it just taken that long to get in their car, too.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. But it has been pretty convenient for most folks to get in and out. But we've had a lot of voters. I talked to Helena Chase Birdwell at noon, and at that time, I believe the attendance or the percentage was roughly 40% of Barren Countyans had voted at that time. I'm not sure what the final tab will be, but that's a pretty high number, isn't it?
Well, it is, but, you know, we usually have a greater turnout on presidential elections than any others.
That is true. And that's the national race that's getting a lot of attention for sure.
Sure. Well, that's as it should be.
What are your thoughts? Do you think the amendments brought a lot of people out today?
Well, I doubt that they did. You know, historically, amendments have had a very poor track record as far as being approved.
Okay.
And I'll make a prediction here without knowing anything. They will not pass this time. Maybe that number 1 might pass, but it's unnecessary because it's already illegal for anybody that's not a citizen to vote. But it would be a exercise in futility.
Oh yes, I see what you're saying there, and for many, the language in an amendment can be so confusing that that hampers a lot of yes votes, doesn't it?
It does, and that amendment was real long.
It was.
It was hard to. I'd already read it before I got there, but if you had to read that, you might not have gotten out in 20 minutes.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. We have the second question on the ballot, getting a lot of advertising these days. A lot of attention has been focused on the Second Amendment with the education issue, and that has been probably one of the most competitive races, if we could call it that.
Well, it has been as far as advertising is concerned. It has been a very contentious, shall I say, issue for many years.
It has, and we will just have to wait till the end of the night to find out for sure. But you made a prediction. We're going to see how that works out here in a few moments.
I've got history with me.
Well, that's good. Can you remember an election ballot issue, a question that generated a lot of animosity, I guess, between both sides, like the number 2 issue has this year?
No, I don't believe I do. I don't remember any real animosity about these things before.
Okay. Well, we hope that everything will be decided, and everyone will be
Accepted.
Yeah, accepted. That's it. That's it. And we don't need a lot of dwelling on it after the fact. Accept it and move on, I guess, right?
That's right, yes.
News is coming in. CNN is projecting in the presidential race, and Donald Trump wins Kentucky as Kamala Harris takes Vermont, CNN projects. The first projections of the night in the presidential race mark reliable gains for both candidates. And that's the first news there. Kentucky, somebody generally calls Kentucky pretty early, don't they?
I believe I could have called that this afternoon.
You may have done that well. Yes, you may have done that very well. And you probably could have, but it seems like Kentucky is reported. Sometimes Eastern Kentucky causes predictions for Kentucky before the Central Time Zone finishes voting.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's not a good idea to do that, but we've got free press.
Right. Well, this came in at 6:02 is when CNN called Kentucky, and I'm sure other media outlets will follow suit there.
I bet CNN knew about what I did this afternoon.
They might have. They may have. They may have indeed. In regards to the Glasgow City Council, you have seen a lot of city council races, Bobby, over the years, and I was thinking earlier today, there was one councilman that always seemed to be the top vote getter back in the 1990s or so. And if I'm not mistaken, that person was Jack Goodman. It seemed like he would be always the top vote getter. He was on the council for many years and was a well-liked individual and just a super guy, wasn't he?
He was, yes. He led the ticket a long time, I think. And another fellow that did that for many years and was a great councilman was Phil Carner.
Yes.
He was the chairman of the Budget Committee, and he did a great job on that. Though we've had a lot of good citizens that offered their services to the city of Glasgow to make it a wonderful place to live.
Definitely. We have quite a heritage. And we've got folks following in the footsteps of a lot of giants, you might say.
Correct.
And we have we have several incumbents, 1, 2, 3, all 9 who are currently on the city council were running for re-election. Is that correct?
Well, I can't say that for sure, but Joe Myers is shaking his head. And,
I believe that is correct.
So I'll take what he says.
We had 17. Does placement on the ballot impact votes a lot when there's a race with so many candidates?
I think it does, yes. You know, the first one, the first 2 or 3 at least, are going to get a little jump from that. But, you know, it's what happens is you go in there and generally you're under a little pressure to get the job done.
Right.
And well, there's John Doe on top, and I know him, get him done, and then they spend a little time on the rest of them.
Right.
That's what I think happens.
Well, and that's probably right. We've got to take a little break. We've got some great sponsors, as you heard at the beginning, and we're going to take a commercial break and hear from our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them, and we will be right back with election coverage. Maybe we'll see some returns coming in soon, but stay with us here on WCLU.
Are you looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy and Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Welcome back to Election Night coverage on WCLU. We'll get you back to Todd Steenbergen and Bobby Richardson in just a moment. Up first, though, Will Perkins with a special report on early voting in Barren County.
Long lines formed outside the UK Extension Office last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as Barren Countyans took advantage of the 3-day, no-excuse early voting period for today's election. Barren County Clerk Helena Chase Birdwell said almost 6,600 ballots were cast over these 3 days.
We did have a line all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Every day the numbers increased a little more and a little more. The good thing was most people stated that 15 minutes was the average wait time. Every now and then we would hear a 20-minute wait. I want to hear that we move the line quickly. So I know that a lot of folks were like, well, I would have voted, but every time I came by, that line was huge. And I hated that because even though the lines were long, literally 15 minutes. And some folks were like, yeah, it was 15 minutes. And that's me pulling in the drive, coming in to vote, and then leaving. And I was like, oh my gosh, so that made me feel good.
Birdwell said they've made adjustments over the years to help alleviate voter waiting time.
At the extension office, we've added more e-poll books, so more check-in stations. And then we have now the print-on-demand system. And I have found that that really aided us in the process. When our election workers were having to pull out the ballots, tear it off the stub, put it back in the little spot, I think that really did slow things down.
According to Birdwell, Barren County has around 32,000 registered voters, so around 20% of them chose to vote during this 3-day, no-excuse early voting period.
I think early voting is so important to managing our numbers on Tuesday because folks, we get a large number out to vote early, and then our lines on Tuesday aren't as long. We still have a lot of voters that only want to vote on Election Day, and that's wonderful. I don't care when you vote or where you vote. Just come out and vote with us if you're a registered voter in Kentucky or in Barren County specifically. We want to make sure that folks here in Barren County have the opportunity to vote and know that their vote counts and it matters, and we do our best to protect the integrity of this process.
Birdwell said this early voting period almost wasn't an option as Kentucky lawmakers were considering getting rid of it during this year's session.
And that really concerned me because our voters love early voting. There are some folks that really, they just tell me how much they appreciate it and how much they love that opportunity to come out and vote early. And I'm like, well, I'm grateful I get to help provide this service to you, but it's not, I'm not the one to thank. So thank your legislators for early voting. And I'm grateful that we got to keep it here in Kentucky.
In addition to the 3 days of no-excuse early voting, Barren Countyans also had the option of excused early voting if they met one of 12 excuses acceptable by Kentucky law. Birdwell said 392 voters chose this option, adding that as of Monday afternoon, a little over 1,000 voters chose to mail in their ballots. Reporting from the Barren County Government Center, I'm Will Perkins.
Welcome back to the WCLU Studios here on this election night. We are waiting for the returns to come in. Bobby Richardson and myself are here, and we will hopefully get some returns in soon. It takes a little while when the polls shut down to get those counts out, doesn't it, Bobby?
It does, and there's several. Of course, there's 17 people on that city council, and it takes a while to read all those and get them written down correctly.
It does.
We don't want to have a situation like we had a few years ago when Judge Pendleton was declared a loser, and before we left here, he was the winner.
We definitely want to make sure that we get it all right, and they want to make sure they get it all right before they release it to us. We've got a lot of fine tabulators tonight. Campbell, Myers, and Rutledge folks are over here in the wings waiting to do the tallying, and we appreciate them. And we'll get some results in here pretty quickly.
It'll happen soon.
It will.
I was voting today, and I noticed the ballot on each race had a write-in, a place for a write-in. Mm-hmm. And we don't see many write-in votes, do we?
No, we don't.
We elected a mayor in Glasgow in 1949 by write-in vote. The incumbent mayor was running, and the write-in candidate turned out to be Mr. Sewell Harlan, who was a well-known businessman here in Glasgow, and he won the mayor's race by write-in vote.
Well, that's the first time I think I've ever heard of someone winning on a write-in vote. That's pretty amazing.
And it was an upset, of course.
Oh, yes, definitely. We've had some interesting elections over the years, and that would definitely rank up there as one of the most interesting, having a write-in winner.
We've had, when I was a youngster, the candidates for county office all went to each precinct, and they made speeches, and it was very interesting. You know, there was a lot of wit and involved in those speeches, and then there was some that there wasn't too much wit. I remember one fellow said that was running for jailer. He said, "I've never lied, stole, or cheated, and all I'm asking for is a chance."
Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. What do you think about the polling places versus the precincts from years ago? It seemed like the old precincts used to be a community hub, and the community really sort of came together on Election Day. We don't have that now. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, of course, efficiently, this is the best way. It's obviously it has been, and taking the precinct voting away has changed communities, but all the other things that have been happening is changing communities.
That's true.
You know, when I first ran for office, I knew that if I was at Austin, I was going to see a Harrison, a Steenbergen, or such name. Now, those communities have metamorphosed, and those families that have been there for so many years, those names have pretty well been eliminated in those communities. For instance, where I grew up out to 88, when I was young, the Huffmans and the Depps were the most prolific names in the community. Now out there's not a Huffman, and there's only one Depp that I know of, the name Depp.
Okay.
So communities have changed.
That's true.
And that's one of the things that has, I think, frustrated people over the last few years, is everything is changing, and it's changing quickly, and it's changing so quickly that we can't assimilate it. And as a result, we are frustrated. You know, you was talking on while we were out here about the veteran that was 100 years old.
Right.
I remember the story of one of the newspapers were interviewing a man that was 100 years old, and the question was posed to him, "You've seen a lot of change in your lifetime." He said, "Yes, and I've been against every one of them." So,
I've known a few people like that.
Well, don't you think that normally we are against change? We like what we're used to, what we're accustomed to, and all this change that's happened in the last 25 years.
Right.
I mean, it is amazing what has happened and how it has changed our lifestyle, our way we look at things, the way we get our news, how we communicate. It's everything is so much different.
And technology especially.
Oh, yeah.
And we often say that technology has brought the world closer together, but yet
It's divided it.
Some ways it's divided it. You're right.
You know, my grandmother was born in 1878 and died in 1971. There were not any automobiles, telephones, electric lights when she was born, but before she died, we went to the moon. So that
Yeah, my great-grandfather was born in 1895, and the story I remember loving to hear him tell as a kid was that he walked to Texas and back behind a covered wagon. His family moved down there once, didn't like it, and came back. But he lived past the moon landing as well, and it was hard for him to accept. I don't think I think he thought it was in a Hollywood studio.
Well,
but
a lot of people did. but I think all the change has made us a little bit jaded. We don't like it. nostalgia is strong.
Right. Tradition is strong, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is indeed. Now, you grew up in the 88 community.
I did.
Correct?
In the store there. My mom took the playpen to the store when I was not able to walk, and I grew up there.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was Richardson's store even back in the 1980s when there was a big day on 8/8/88.
Actually, it wasn't. My
it
parents
wasn't?
and my Uncle Brent's, which you mentioned a while ago, they retired in 1986.
Okay.
But my great-grandfather Richardson's moved there in 1874 and opened the stores.
Wow. A rich heritage for 88.
Yes.
Definitely. Indeed. I'm sure there were some elections that caused people in the rural areas to get excited every so often.
Oh, yeah. We were at the breaking point in that area. Most everything to the east of us was Republican, and most everything to the west of us was Democratic.
Wow, you all were right in the middle.
Right. For instance, there in 1948, in that 88 precinct, there were 88 votes for Truman for president and 88 votes for Dewey.
And I think I've heard that story before. That's pretty amazing.
But everybody had real strong opinions. I'll tell you about this fellow that lived in the community that went off to World War II and his parents couldn't read and write, so he wrote letters back to them, and they brought them to my Uncle Jesse Brandstetter to read for him. Sometime during the war, the letter came in, and this fellow was a staunch Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I know you're going to take this letter to Mr. Brandstetter to read, and I've always admired his opinions. I want you to ask him this. I'm over here fighting in the Battle of the Bulge, and if we win this, Roosevelt's going to get all the credit. Should I fight hard or hold back a little? So,
had a big question there, trying to decide what to do, right? It all depended on the politics back then, right?
Right.
Well, that is something else. We are still waiting on some results. We haven't had any come into the WCLU studio here on West Main Street, but it should be happening soon. Sometimes around 6:30 mark, it will pick up. So mainly we are waiting, and everyone's wondering who's going to be on the city council for the city of Glasgow. And for Cave City residents, who's going to be on the Cave City City Council. The Park City City Commissioners, that race is pretty much decided, 4 seats, and there are only 4 candidates. So I think it's safe to declare Michael Burgess, Gary Carroll, and Donna Scavo and Angelo Scavo the winners. We just don't know the vote tallies yet in regards to that, but that's an interesting race there. And, of course, the Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors, 4 will be elected, and 5 are running. And we'll keep up with that. Bobby, do you know much about that particular race and what that entails?
Well, we do have a water and soil conservation district here, which is a state authorized agency which manages some money through that is administered by the Soil and Conservation Service here, and those people usually don't make a race for that. They're just somebody suggests that they ought to do it, and it's sort of a community service.
Right. It's a board that someone needs to decide who's going to be on it, and this is just how that particular one works. Isn't it? We're going to take a break. We will hear a word from our sponsors, and hopefully when we return, we will have some returns rolling in here to the studio from the 9 polling places that we had in the county, and hopefully we'll get some results from the clerk's office in regards to the absentee votes. And I expect that we might get those before some of the others, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But for you who are listening, thank you for joining us here on WCLU. Stay with us. We will be right back with election coverage on this Tuesday night here on WCLU.
Looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy in Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouth-watering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Which one? Joy. This is Barren County High School. Welcome to WCLU election coverage happening here on the radio, and we have just gotten our first polling place results in, and this is from Barren County High School, I believe. And Joe, Joe Myers is in the studio with us tonight, and he can make sure that I'm looking at the right one. I'm pretty sure it is Barren County. Joe, is that correct to your understanding?
I'm trying to look here, Todd. Yes, Barren County High School.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've got our first polling place in, and I think that was one of the busiest at noon. Helena Chase Birdwell said that was the busiest polling place, and I know the lines were out the door at many times and stretched down the side of the gymnasium as people were waiting to vote, and that was the more than likely still for the afternoon the busiest polling place that we have there. And we'll look at some of the results here from Barren County that I see, and there were 2 machines. So the paper that I have, the numbers have not been added, but they are getting ready to do that. And as soon as Joe Myers is ready, he will fill us in on that. It doesn't seem to be a surprise. We'll start with the presidential race, and in your prediction, and of course CNN's prediction, pretty well true as well. It looks like Donald Trump has won the Barren County polling place in regards to the presidential race. Joe, are you ready to take over and tell us some of the additions? We've got 2 machines at Barren County, and I think the folks have added some of those numbers up. So I'm going to let you have it and fill us in on some of these races.
All righty, Todd. Yeah, they are still working on City Council, Glasgow City Council, so we'll get to that in just one second. We'll go ahead and look at what we've got here in front of us, which is the U.S. Representative race in the 2nd District, and the Republican incumbent Brett Guthrie dominating the first vote totals here with 2,347 total votes from Barren County High School. Hank Linderman, the Democrat, with 545 votes. State Senator in the 9th District, again, the Republican incumbent David Givens doing very well here at Barren County High School, getting 2,256 votes, and the Democratic candidate Karen Pennington getting 607 right now on that one, Todd. We'll move on down the line here and see if we've got any other totals. We do not at the moment, so that's all we got right now, Todd. We'll get City Council up here in just 1 second, sir.
Okay. And in regards to some of the other races at the Barren County High School, we were talking about the soil and water conservation supervisors. It's a pretty even. It's going to be a tight vote just based on that one polling place. It seems like several voted for all 5 of the ones on the ballot right there. So we'll just have to wait and see what the final outcome is on that. And Joe, if you see anything else added and want to interrupt at any time, you just let me know. We've got 2 polling places in, and the second one that we have received, and that's Austin Tracy down at the Volunteer Fire Department, and we see similar numbers in relation. It's rather interesting to look at the Austin Tracy polling place and see votes for the Glasgow City Council, but that's the way it works now, isn't it, Bobby?
It is, and notice there's none for the Park City or Cave City, so those people over there didn't make it to Austin.
They probably didn't have a need to travel to Austin area today, so that is true. In the amendments that we see, it looks like on Amendment 1 at Barren County High School, there were more yes votes than no votes. And how does it look at Austin Tracy? Is that the case there?
More yes than no's.
And on the amendment number 2, it's the opposite, isn't it?
It is. No's are 2 to 1.
Okay.
In that one.
So that's rather interesting to see that. Of course, the First Amendment that, based on 2 polling places, seems to have more yes votes. I'm not sure if that's indicative of the county or even the state right now, but Amendment number 1 was the lengthy one. And basically, are you in favor of amending sections of the Constitution to prohibit persons who are not citizens of the United States from being allowed to vote in the Commonwealth of Kentucky as stated below? And then there was a lot of wordiness about, a description relating to that. As you mentioned earlier, Bobby, it's already part of our federal Constitution and law that non-citizens cannot vote. Isn't that correct?
And we've got statutes in Kentucky to that effect.
So I suppose it was felt this was necessary. We're going to go back to Joe Myers right now because we've got some more math completed over there. And, Joe, take it away.
All right, we're going to look at the Glasgow City Council race now here, Todd. Right now, again, Barren County High School is in. There were 2 machines out there, so we've got a total vote of 466 votes for our total for our leading vote getter right now, and that's Randy Wilkinson, who is not currently on the council. Number 2 vote getter right now is Tommy Burris, also currently not on the council with 459 votes. James Neal is the first incumbent to have his name called here. He's got the 3rd total votes with 443. Then it's incumbent Joe Trigg. He's number 4 right now with 419 votes. Then number 5 is incumbent Chastity Lowry. She has 416 votes at Barren County High School. Elizabeth Shoemaker has 371 votes. That puts her at number 6. Number 7 would be Marna Kirkpatrick. She has 362 votes. Number 8 is Libby Short with 358 votes. Number 9, Freddie Norris with 354 votes. Of course, there are only 9 that get voted onto the council, but again, this is just Barren County High School that's in right now. Number 10 would be incumbent Terry Bunnell with 330 votes. Number 11, Philip Geralds with 328 votes. Number 12, Patrick Gauntz with 323 votes. Number 13, Matt Keith, 291. Max Marion, number 14, with 269 votes. 15 is Sherry Vaughn with 247 votes. 16, Marlon Witcher with 204 votes. And number 17, Justin Martin with 201 votes. That's the Glasgow City Council, again, with just Barren County High School in. We do have another precinct coming in. We'll have some more totals for you here in just a second, Todd.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. And just roughly looking over the Austin Tracy as we look at that again for the president, Donald Trump has carried Austin Tracy 757 votes to Kamala Harris's 112 votes, and we did have some minor party candidates on the ticket. We've not really talked about that, but Jim Stein, Kentucky. I'm not sure what party is it. The Kentucky Party?
Apparently,
I'm not sure about that. 2 independents, Robert Kennedy and Shiva Ayodhya. That's a guess there. I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation, but we had 2 independents. And Chase Oliver would be the Libertarian, I assume.
Yes, that's right.
But, of course, those folks never rack up too many votes, do they, Bobby?
No, they don't. We've never had but 2 really strong third-party candidates. Theodore Roosevelt, 1912, then Ross Perot when he ran about 1992, was it?
It was Ross Perot in '92. I had some theme songs of presidential elections talking about that this morning, and the Perot theme song was "Crazy" by Willie Nelson. I thought that was the oddest one I'd ever heard of, but yeah. We see the incumbents doing quite well just based on these. Actually, we have 3 polling places. We have 3 in right now. Haywood Volunteer Fire Department. We've got that one in, and based on these 3, the incumbents for U.S. Representative, 2nd Congressional District, and the 9th District for the State Senate seem pretty safe, doesn't it, Bobby?
Yes, it does.
Of course, Brett Guthrie is our 2nd Congressional District Congressman, and David Givens, our State Senator representing the 9th District. Of course, David Givens is a Greene County resident. We're in the same district there, and Brett Guthrie is from the Owensboro area, I believe. Is that
Bowling Green?
Bowling Green area. Okay, I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Owensboro for a moment. But we'll keep tabs on all of those. In Austin or in Haywood, again, the amendments similar to the other 2 polling places we looked at. Amendment 1 passed, and Amendment 2 did not, based on the votes at Haywood. And we see the same thing for incumbents in regards to the 2nd District for U.S. Representative and 9th District for the State Senate. We do see some Cave City folks coming over to Haywood to vote. They couldn't make it to Austin, but a few came over to Haywood to vote at that polling place there. A few votes tallied in regards to that.
A few made it to Hiceville,
and a few made it to Hiceville. We have the 4th of 9 making it in there, and as we look at, let me just while we're waiting on the tabulation, let me just look at the presidential race right now in regards to each of these polling places. For Barren County High School, President Trump had roughly 2,200 votes. These aren't added on my list here. Kamala Harris had right at 600. And then for the Austin Tracy Fire Department, the Austin Tracy polling place, Trump finished with 757 to Harris's 112. And at Haywood, Trump had 1,122 votes, and Harris had 227. And for Hiceville, Trump had 543 to Harris's 92. So no surprises in regards to the numbers there, is it, Bobby?
Not a bit. No.
Todd, we'll look at the city council here in just a moment. They're about to get those added up, I think. But
okay.
You were talking about the precincts, individual precincts for President of the United States. We've got Barren County High School and Austin Tracy up right now. Donald Trump with 3,053 votes between those two polling places, and then Kamala Harris with 706 votes. So as you said, when you add those precincts or those polling places together, Donald Trump running away with it in Barren County, of course.
Do we have some totals on the amendments back there in that
Yes,
corner?
we can take a look at those. Again, this is with Barren County High School and Austin Tracy. The other polling places have not made their way down the aisle here yet. But so on Amendment 1, it's got a healthy lead right now, 2,338 votes for Amendment 1, yes, and then no votes are 1,228, so a little over a 1,000-vote lead here in Barren County on Amendment 1 for the yes votes. On Amendment 2, it's a little over a 1,000-vote lead for the no votes. The no votes are 2,449. The yes votes 1,236.
Okay, thank you, Joe. In regards, of course, Amendment 1 seems like it's running away with it, and that may be indicative of the state. I'm not sure yet, but there was some wording. Of course, it was very wordy, but there was one part of that amendment that for me it was hard to qualify. And one of the third qualifications was that no idiots and insane person should vote. Bobby, I'm not sure how we qualify that going forward.
I'm afraid to point out any of those.
I understand. I totally understand. But a very wordy amendment, but it is gaining a lot of support here in Barren County.
Actually, that idiot and insane persons is a part of the existing Constitution.
Yes, and it is. It is indeed. As we look at the state Senate for our 9th district, David Givens has a healthy lead over the Democrat Karen Pennington. What totals do you have there, Joe?
All right, Todd. Yeah, looking at the total on that race, David Givens with 4,623 votes to just 1,051 for Karen Pennington. That is with 4 polling places in. The 2nd District U.S. Representative race, Brett Guthrie, again the incumbent, running away with that one as well. 4,785 votes to just 955 for Hank Linderman. Are we ready with the City Council? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Glasgow City Council.
Drum roll, please.
Todd, this is with 4 polling places in. Right now, Randy Wilkinson still leading the way with 550 votes. Tommy Burris, number 2, with 514 votes. James Neal with 492 votes. 492 votes, 492 for James. Number 4 is Chastity Lowry. She has 476 votes. Number 5, Joe Trigg with 475 votes. Number 6, Marna Kirkpatrick with 415. Elizabeth Shoemaker's number 7 with 410. Number 8 is Freddie Norris with 408 votes. Number 9, Libby Short, 405. Number 10, Philip Geralds, 378. Number 11, Terry Bunnell, 376. Number 12, Patrick Gauntz, 373. Number 13, Matt Keith, 334. 14 is Max Marion with 332. 15 is Sherry Vaughn with 285. And 16, Marlon Witcher with 252. And Justin Martin, 17th place right now with 237.
Okay, thank you, Joe. So we had 9 incumbents running for re-election, but we do have some challengers that have moved up into the close to the finish line, so to speak. Right?
They have. They seem to be running real well.
And we have 5 more polling places to go: Heisville, Haywood, Austin Tracy, Barren County High School. Those are in. And we are waiting on the Cave Area Conference Center. I still want to say Cave City Convention Center occasionally, but it's the Cave Area Conference Center. And also Heisville Elementary School, Temple Hill Elementary School, Park City Lions Club, and the Beckton community, except we did have Heisville. I'm sorry. We did have Heisville. It's the Cave area. We're waiting on Park City, Temple Hill, Beckton, and Glasgow Middle School.
Todd, you want to look at the other races here that we've not looked at?
Yes, let's do that.
While we have a little bit of lull of the action with no polling places coming in at the moment. So for the Cave City Council race, not very many votes in right now because obviously we're still waiting, as you said, on the Cave Area Conference Center. You imagine that's where most of those votes are going to come from. But right now, with 6 votes, Ronald Coffey is the leading vote getter in that race. Number two vote getter is Denny Doyle with 5 votes. And then you have a tie for third, J.P. Merlot and Letitia Klein, each with 4 votes. You have 3 votes each for Brandon Wright and Beverly Ford, and 1 vote each so far for Clifton Parsley and Eddie Spradlin. Again, obviously those numbers are going to go way up once we get the Cave Area Conference Center polling place in. City of Park City Commissioners, again, you've already talked about the fact there's only 4 people running for 4 positions, but we'll go ahead and give you the numbers here.
Okay.
Again, the only votes for this race so far have come from Barren County High School. Again, we're waiting on Park City Lions Clubs. You'll see the numbers go up on this one once that one comes in. But right now, Michael Burgess with 3 votes has the most votes. Gary Carroll with 2, and Donna Scavo with 2. Angelo Scavo also with 2 votes. The Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors, we've not looked at this one yet, so let's take a look at this one. This is, again, with 4 polling places in. This is with Austin Tracy, Barren County High School, Haywood Volunteer Fire Department, and Heisville Elementary School in. Leading vote getter right now in this race is Mr. Jerry Reed with 2,546 votes. Number 2 is Floyd Jones with 2,078. Number 3 is Donald Wilson with 1,946. Number 4 is Charles Embry with 1,828. Dennis Smith is number 5 with 1,785. Jerry Reed, by the way, is the only one of these 5 who is not an incumbent, and he is the leading vote getter on that. So on the amendments, we'll look at this again now that they've added in the rest of the polling places. On Amendment 1, again, still a big lead for the yes votes on that one, 3,536 yes votes. No votes are 1,904. On Amendment 2, the no votes continue to build their lead. It's now a 2,000 vote lead for the no votes on Amendment 2. 3,844 votes there, 1,880 yes votes. And on the President of the United States in Barren County, Donald Trump with a big lead there with, again, 4 polling places in, 4,718 votes in Barren County to Kamala Harris's 1,025.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Some impressive numbers coming in just from the 4 that we have received. One thing interesting I noticed on the Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors, the 4 incumbents were Floyd Jones, Donald Wilson, Charles Embry, and Dennis Smith. And the challenger, Jerry Reed, is the top vote getter at the moment. And that's an interesting point to just note there. He has the most votes with the 4 polling places that we have there. So we are waiting for more to come in. We're a little bit behind our break that we had, so it would be a good time to go ahead and take a commercial break. So we will do that and come back with more of our election results here on WCLU.
Looking for high quality, cost effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy and Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouth-watering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Are you looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy and Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
That time as well, and then when we come back, we should have some new numbers added in, and Temple Hill has just come in. And we will lack 4 after that, and hopefully that, and plus the absentees and the early voting results will be coming in, and we will begin to tabulate and get some more final numbers as we go through the evening. So stay with us here all evening long. We will be here until the final votes come in. So don't go anywhere. And you may have heard already that Kentucky has been declared for President Trump. According to CNN, that decision was made almost 1 hour ago. But we're going to get updates on all of the other perspectives in the national race. Stay with us. Election coverage on WCLU.
If you hadn't been to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Are you looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy in Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton's Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure.
Election coverage here on this Tuesday, November 5th. It's been a big day across the nation, and big day in Barren County and Glasgow as well, as we keep up with all of the happenings that that are going on with the election. We've had a few more precincts roll in. We have not had time to tabulate the totals, the new totals with these, but those polling places, and I want to say precincts, but they're not really precincts anymore.
No,
they're
they
just
aren't.
polling places. I have to get in the new way of saying that. Barren County High School is in. Cave Area Conference Center has just arrived. Austin Tracy Fire Department, Haywood Fire Department, Heistville School is in. Temple Hill School is in. And Glasgow Middle School polling place has arrived. So we've got a lot of additions to make sure all the numbers are correct there. As we look at the cave, I'm sorry, we don't have the cave area yet. I'm looking at a paper that I had made a copy of. Let me mark that out. I'm just trying to keep notes on that. So let me take the cave area off. We're still waiting for Cave City in regards to that. And Bobby, Glasgow Middle School, what does it look like in regards to that particular polling place?
It looks like that it is consistent with all the others we've seen.
And the presidential race, Trump leading handily over Kamala Harris.
Yes.
And we see that incumbent Brett Guthrie for the 2nd Congressional District leading, and Senator David Givens for the 9th District leading as well there. And we do see the city council numbers. Of course, Glasgow Middle School had 2 machines, so those numbers had to be added. And, of course, then our folks from Campbell, Myers, and Rutledge, our official tabulators, they are making sure those numbers are right and then adding those to the other list there. I think we've got some totals that we can go back to Joe Myers and learn a little bit about the Glasgow City Council tonight.
All right, Todd. Yes, sir. This is with Glasgow Middle School just now being added. So what we've got here, Randy Wilkinson, still the leading vote getter with 1,049 votes. Number 2 right now is James Neal. He has moved up from 3 to 2 with 977 votes. Number 3, Chastity Lowry, 972 votes. Number 4 in the vote totals for the City Council of Glasgow is Tommy Burris with 921 votes. Number 5 is Joe Trigg. He has 895 votes. Number 6, Marna Kirkpatrick, 798. Number 7 would be Terry Bunnell with 788. Number 8 is Libby Short with 758. We actually have a tie for 9th right now between Freddie Norris and Elizabeth Shoemaker. They each have 755 votes. Again, 9 get voted onto the council here, so that's the cutoff point. Number 11 would be Patrick Gauntz with 706 votes. Number 12 is Philip Geralds with 644. Number 13 would be Max Marion with 620. 14 is Matt Keith with 557. 15, Sherry Vaughn with 483. 16, Marlon Witcher with 475. 17, Justin Martin with 419 votes. That's the Glasgow City Council. Todd, would you like me to take a look at anything else right now?
Yes, if you want to go ahead and look at the ones down on the lower end, that'll be fine.
All righty. For the Cave City Council, right now the leading vote getter with 11 votes is Denny Doyle. Again, we're still waiting on the Cave Area Conference Center. That's where obviously the majority of these votes are going to come from. Letitia Klein is number 2 right now in that race with 10 votes. With 8 votes is Ronald Coffey. That puts him in 3rd place. 7 votes for Beverly Ford puts her in 4th place. Number 5 with 6 votes is Brandon Wright. Number 6 with 5 votes is J.P. Merlot. Number 7 with 4 votes is Clifton Parsley. So that is your Cave City Council. On the Park City Commissioners race, you have Michael Burgess with 3 votes, Gary Carroll with 2, Donna Scavo and Angelo Scavo each with 2. Again, this is a foregone conclusion. There are only 4 spots and only 4 people running for that race. The Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors, 5 people running for 4 spots here. And the only person who is not an incumbent is Jerry Reed. He continues to be the leading vote getter with 4,678 votes. In 2nd place is Floyd Jones with 3,265. 3rd place is Donald Wilson with 2,980. 4th place, Charles Embry with 2,849. And in 5th place, Dennis Smith, 2,674. Taking a look at the amendments, again, we are still waiting on 3 polling places and the absentees. Those also are not in. But on Amendment 1, here in Barren County, the yes votes running away with this one. They have 5,309 yes votes, 2,623 no votes. On Amendment 2, Barren County has voted largely in favor of the no votes to this point anyway. 5,910 no votes to just 2,728 yes votes there. In the presidential race here in Barren County, Donald Trump now has a total of 7,003 votes. Kamala Harris, 1,691.
Thank you, Joe. We have some results that have come in. They were not part of the totals that Joe had, but the early voting results have arrived, and this is the early voting with excuses, and then the no excuse early voting, I believe, is how we would refer to that. Of course, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, early voting took place for anyone. And then before that, there was a machine set up at the clerk's office, and there were some things that you couldn't just walk in and vote, but you had to qualify in order to do that. There was some reasoning behind that, but we have those totals that have come in, and of course it looks like that similar to the totals we've heard. Donald Trump carried the early voting numbers over Kamala Harris. I'm not even going to attempt to put numbers to that. And the incumbent for 2nd Congressional District and the 9th Senate District for our area for the state of Kentucky, incumbents handily winning or leading in those early votes there as well. And then the city council votes, a lot of folks voted there, and it's hard just looking at it to see who had more. We'll wait for those tabulations to come about in just a few moments. But again, with the amendments, Amendment 1, the yes vote carried early voters, and Amendment 2 was carried by the no votes in that area. Any thoughts on early voting, Bobby?
I think it's a great idea.
It helps a lot of people, I think.
It does, and it reduces a lot of the pressure on Election Day, and I think that it was well worth the effort, and we should have done it earlier.
Yes, and it helps the voter participation rate go up, I believe, by leaps and bounds. So that is a good thing if we can get more and more people to understand this civic privilege that we have is something we shouldn't take for granted, and get more people to the polls. That's a good thing.
You know, in the early days of this country, we had voting over 2 or 3 days not just one day.
Mm-hmm. There's an old ballot box down at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center on display of how votes used to be recorded. People just filled it out on paper and dropped it in the ballot box, and then they would open up and count those ballots. We've got a little more security today. In past years, I think it's become more and more secure to vote, don't you think?
Yes. I mean, I don't see how you could fool these voting machines. I mean,
right.
It's pretty obvious that it's very safe.
And then even with the absentee votes that come back into the clerk's office, they just don't open them up and count them. I mean, they go through a fine-tooth comb where they came from. Did they follow the directions in sealing this envelope? And there are a lot of instructions that have to be followed, correct?
Yes, my wife has been helping verify those absentee votes there at the clerk's office. About 4 ladies did that, and there are several steps that they go through in order to ensure that the right person got the ballot, mm-hmm. That person is registered, and that person signed the ballot.
Right. So you can't fool anybody, right?
It's really hard. It's hard to fool my wife, I know.
Yeah. Personal experience statement right there, I believe. We are still waiting on the Cave Area Conference Center and the Park City Lions Club location, and the Beckton Community Center is still out. And I think Helena, when I talked to our county court clerk, Helena Chase Birdwell, earlier, folks were a little surprised at how busy Beckton was today, and a lot of people were going out to Beckton to vote today. And in years past, it has not been the case, and yet today it seemed to be a popular place for people to vote. So it's taking a little longer for 3 areas to get in, but we're going to get there, and eventually we hope to have some folks to talk to as well once we get some winners tonight, and we'll see some folks hopefully come in that we can talk to and possibly congratulate in regards to their particular race, especially for the Glasgow City Council there. And we are just waiting on the tabulators at the moment. We're getting closer to doing that, but I believe it's a good time. I think we're going to go ahead. We've not had a break, and let's go ahead and hear a word from our sponsors as we are waiting for some things to materialize here. So we will take about 3.5 minutes and go to commercials and come back here with election coverage on WCLU.
Are you looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy in Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin & Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin & Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare Center, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Are you?
Good evening and welcome back to WCLU as we are having election coverage here for the local community of Glasgow and Barren County. And we are honored to be on the radio airways with you as we get more of these results in. And pretty much we've got all of them in. And our tabulators are feverishly going about writing and adding and making sure these numbers are correct. So we're going to get there as quickly as we can. The mail-in ballots have arrived. The absentee votes, and this is interesting. Just looking at the mail-in ballots, Bobby, how close the presidential race was. That is not the case anywhere else, but for the mail-in, Trump received 468, while the vice president received 405 votes, and that was much closer than any of the others.
Yes.
We see all of the other races that are there, and it looks like again Brett Guthrie is going to carry that, and David Givens carrying his seat as we look at that. But the counting is in progress. We are not certain about the percentage of voters that turned out today, but when I talked to Clerk Helena Chase Birdwell earlier today, she indicated that just based on the early voting period, with probably the absentees, 44% is what we had roughly in regards to possible adding this morning's votes in with that. We had a busy morning at some precincts, so I'm hopeful there's a pretty high voter turnout for Barren County, and that says a lot. Joe, are we ready for City Council?
We're getting really close here, Todd.
Okay.
We're still we've got everything in but 3 polling places for the City Council race, Glasgow City Council. And I can go ahead and tell you how that's looking right now. Again, we've still got to get Beckton Community Center, Cave Area Conference Center, and Park City Lions Club added in here. So probably not a ton of votes coming from those 3 polling places. So here's where we stand right now on Glasgow City Council. Number 1, still Randy Wilkinson. He has led the entire night with 2,233 votes. Chastity Lowry with 2,013 votes is number 2. James Neal with 1,989 is number 3. Joe Trigg is number 4 with 1,943. Number 5 is Tommy Burris with 1,848. Number 6 is Terry Bunnell with 1,771. Number 7, Freddie Norris with 1,693. Number 8, Marna Kirkpatrick, 1,609. Number 9, Elizabeth Shoemaker, 1,498. That would be the cutoff if we had all the polling places in, but we've still got 3 more to go. Patrick Gauntz, number 10. He's just a little bit behind at 1,454. Number 11 would be Libby Short, 1,449. Number 12, Max Marion, 1,422. Number 13, Philip Geralds, 1,374. 14 is Matt Keith, 1,199. 15, Marlon Witcher, 1,125. 16, Sherry Vaughn, 1,003. 17, Justin Martin, 875.
Okay, well, that gives us an indication of who's leading the race, so to speak. But again, we've got 3 more polling places to get in there, and we will get those added as soon as we can and fill those blanks in. Can we talk about the state senator and the U.S. representative races right now? Do we have all of those updated?
We can tell you the U.S. Representative 2nd District, that one's done. We've got everything updated on this one. So this is with all precincts, all polling places, absentees, early votes, everything.
Okay.
In Barren County, Brett Guthrie, the incumbent Republican, gets 15,365 votes. Hank Linderman, the Democrat, 4,126. So that is final here in Barren County. Obviously, unofficial totals.
Unofficial,
but that's
yes.
what we've got right now.
Okay. So Congressman Brett Guthrie has won in Barren County. His district is a fairly large district, isn't it, Bobby?
It is. It goes from Owensboro to Glasgow. Medcave. No, Medcave's not in it. And it goes to Hardin County and up into Jefferson, I believe, a little bit, and over into Hardinsburg and that area.
You were talking about predictions earlier. I'm just making a prediction. It looks like he'll probably carry that district and win easily there. Joe, you've got more?
Yep, the state senator's district out of the state senator race out of the 9th district. This is everything. This is all the votes in.
Okay.
David Givens in Barren County gets 4,933 votes. The Democratic challenger, Carrie Pennington, 4,406.
Okay, so that one seems a little bit closer than earlier, but David Givens has the lead, and those again are the unofficial totals.
That's right.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So Senator Givens, we can pretty much declare the winner in Barren County, and we'll see what happens in the, I believe, 4 other counties that he serves in the 9th district. We'll have to wait on the final report a little bit later. In regards to some of the other council races, have we got some final numbers in Cave City or Park City?
Excuse me, Todd, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure what we've got in here. So we do not have final numbers yet. We're still missing one polling place in the Cave City Council race and the Park City Commissioner race. In the Cave City Council right now, again, with one polling place out, the number 1 vote getter is Ronald Coffey with 81 votes. Number 2 is Denny Doyle with 79. Number 3 is Beverly Ford with 78. Number 4 is Brandon Wright with 76. Number 5, Clifton Parsley with 72. Number 6 is Letitia Klein with 61. And number 7 is Eddie Spradlin with 57 votes. Number 8, J.P. Merlot with 45. Again, 6 of those 8 will go on to the council. The Park City Commissioners race, again, foregone conclusion here, but we want to go ahead and give you the numbers. Again, 4 people running for 4 spots. Number 1 vote getter, Michael Burgess with 149. Number 2 is Donna Scavo with 131. Number 3, Gary Carroll with 128. And number 4, Angela Scavo with 110. We'll let the folks down here continue to add up some numbers, and we'll get back to these down here. We'll take a look at this Glasgow City Council race again once they get these numbers added up here, Todd.
Okay, and again, we're waiting on the addition of 3 pieces of information that we're waiting on there, and then we'll have all the final numbers for the evening, and we will eagerly anticipate that. It is 7:28 on election coverage night here at WCLU as we're waiting for the tabulation. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take one more break and let's hear a word from our sponsors this evening. And hopefully, once we come back, we will have some more information that we begin to sort of wrap the evening up with. So we will take a 3.5-minute break, and we will come back with more election coverage here on WCLU.
Looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy in Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Are you?
Welcome back to election coverage here on WCLU. We are tabulating and feverishly writing and adding and checking all of the new totals that are coming in. We have all of the 9 polling places, and we have the early voting and the mail-in ballots. And we are getting those tabulated. We have finished 2 races that we know for sure. 2nd District U.S. Representatives race, Congressman Brett Guthrie winning 15,365 votes, Hank Linderman receiving 4,126. And then for the 9th District State Senate seat, Republican David Givens, 4,933 votes.
Todd, I misspoke. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's been brought to my attention that I misspoke on this. David Givens has 14,933 votes. My apologies.
Okay.
I left off the 1. That's a pretty big mistake.
That's a big number. That's right.
So that is my fault. I apologize.
We'll forgive you there, Joe. That's okay.
14,933 votes, and then Karen Pennington got 4,406.
Okay. Well, that clarifies that. So David Givens handily winning the 9th Senate seat for the state Senate there. And do we have final numbers in for the Glasgow City Council?
Final numbers in for all of these races. Obviously, again, unofficial totals. But we have Randy Wilkinson as the top vote getter in the Glasgow City Council race with 2,294 votes. Number 2 is Chastity Lowry with 2,047. Number 3, James Neal, 2,039. Number 4, Joe Trigg, 1,981. Number 5 would be Tommy Burris with 1,907. Number 6, Terry Bunnell, 1,812. Number 7, Freddie Norris, 1,726. Number 8, Marna Kirkpatrick, 1,655. Number 9, Elizabeth Shoemaker, 1,528. Again, number 9 would be the cutoff. There are 9 people who get elected to the Glasgow City Council. Number 10, Libby Short, 1,487. Number 11, Patrick Gauntz, 1,482. Number 12, Max Marion, 1,456. Number 13 is Philip Gerald's, 1,414. Number 14, Matt Keith, 1,235. 15 is Marlon Witcher, 1,143. 16, Sherry Vaughn, 1,028. 17, Justin Martin, 907. Would you like me to move on, Todd?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Cave City City Council race. Oh, I'm sorry. We do not have Park City added on to the City Council race. So we'll come back to that in just one moment.
Okay.
Has Park City been added to the others? Everybody else good on Park City here?
When you vote, when you can vote at other polling places, we have to be sure and we catch the ones who travel to the outlying area. So they're getting the folks who voted for Glasgow City Council at Park City added in, and that may change some of the numerical order of what we have reported thus far.
Todd, while they go ahead and finish up that Glasgow City Council, we are good on the Cave City City Council, everything in here, so these are final unofficial numbers. The top vote getter for the Cave City Council is Ronald Coffey with 392. Denny Doyle is number 2 with 378. Third vote getter, Brandon Wright with 340. Number 4 would be Clifton Parsley with 327. Number 5 is Beverly Ford with 319. Number 6, Letitia Klein with 289. That would be the cutoff. There are 6 people that get elected to the Cave City City Council. Number 7, Eddie Spradlin with 298. And number 8, J.P. Merlo with 236. Also, the final numbers on the Park City Commissioners race. Top vote getter, Michael Burgess with 155. Number 2 is Donna Scavo with 135. Gary Carroll is third with 133. Angelo Scavo, with 115 is number 4. But again, all 4 will be elected as Park City City Commissioners. And again, we'll get back to Glasgow City Council in just a moment. I know a lot of people are waiting on that one. They're still adding those final numbers up there. We'll go ahead and look at the Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors race. Again, final numbers in here. These are unofficial totals with all polling places and absentees in. Jerry Reed, the top vote getter, with 9,247. He was the only one of the 5 that were running that was not an incumbent. Number 2 vote getter for this race is Floyd Jones with 6,973. Number 3 is Donald Wilson with 6,580. Number 4, Charles Embry, 6,341. And number 5, Dennis Smith, 5,963. Again, 4 of the 5 are elected as Soil and Water Conservation District Supervisors.
Okay, just an observation on the Cave City Council. The 4 incumbents who were running for re-election were elected, and then 2 new folks will be joining them there. And then on the Soil and Water Conservation, the top vote getter was not an incumbent, and Jerry Reed did very well in the votes in that particular race right there. Do we have updates on the amendments?
We do, Todd. Yes, sir. So on Amendment 1 here in Barren County, the yes votes have 11,663, and as far as no votes, there are 6,404. On Amendment 2, 12,919 no votes, 6,259 yes votes. And then on the presidential race here in Barren County, the totals on this, and again, this is with everything in here in Barren County, Donald Trump, 4,019 votes, Kamala Harris, 4,562. And we are still adding up these Glasgow City Council numbers. I think we're going to have them in just one second here, Todd. So give me just a minute or two on
okay.
that.
Look at the president numbers once again. 4,019?
14,019.
14,019
for Donald Trump, 4,562 for Kamala Harris.
Okay. And that's sort of what we were expecting based on the early polling places that came in regards to those. And it looks like the only thing that we don't have finalized is the Glasgow City Council race. Am I right, Joe?
That is correct, but we'll have those numbers for you in just a few seconds.
Okay, so we are almost ready to wrap that up. Let me just say while we're except maybe we're ready. Are we?
We are ready, Todd.
Okay, go right ahead.
I can tell you the 9 top vote getters did not change.
Okay.
I can tell you what the total votes are if you'd like me to do that. Would you like me to go through that?
Yeah, if you don't mind, let's just go ahead and get the final story there.
Okay, so again, we just added the Park City Lions Club in here. Obviously, not very many votes for Glasgow City Council from that location. But again, the leading vote getter through all this is Randy Wilkinson. He has led from the time the first polling place came in with 2,301 votes. Number 2, Chastity Lowry with 2,055 votes. Number 3 is James Neal with 2,046. Number 4 is Joe Trigg with 1,989. Number 5, Tommy Burris, 1,912. Number 6, Terry Bunnell, 1,818. Number 7, Freddie Norris, with 1,731. Number 8, Marna Kirkpatrick, 1,665. Number 9, Elizabeth Shoemaker, 1,532. So unofficially, those are the 9 that are going to be elected to the city council. Number 10 is Libby Short with 1,492. Number 11, Patrick Gauntz, 1,486. Number 12, Max Marion, 1,459. Number 13 would be Philip Geralds with 1,420. Number 14 in that race, Matt Keith, 1,238. 15 is Marlon Witcher, 1,148. 16, Sherry Vaughn, 1,034. 17, Justin Martin, 908.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. And those are the numbers. And Bobby, it looks like most of the results are in. Any thoughts?
It's over. I want to go home and find out what happens nationally.
I understand.
I'm going to tape some of these commercials and listen to them over the next few days. I want to slowly withdraw from hearing those. I've heard so many of them, I'm addicted to hearing.
I understand. you know what we almost have them memorized, don't we, when they start. Bobby, I appreciate you being here. I think you're going to head and slip out before we start talking to some folks. But you are such an instrumental part of our community, served as Kentucky State Representative for the 23rd District for 19 years. Is that right?
That's right.
And we appreciate you doing this. You and Henry were here for a long time, and I greatly appreciate your assistance tonight, sir.
Glad I could do it. Thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, let's have a round of applause for those in the election studio here. Thank you, Bobby. And I'm going to turn it over. Our election coverage is powered by Glasgow News 1, and our news director, Michael Crimmins, is going to talk to a few people that are coming in. Michael, I'm going to let you have it there.
Yeah, so the first one we got to talk to is a newcomer to the council. I want to first say congratulations to you. And yeah, just kind of how are you, first of all, how are you feeling about tonight's election?
A relief.
A relief. You want to elaborate?
It's been a long road. Going out, door knocking, putting signs out, seeing people, meeting people. It's been a long journey.
Excellent. And before tonight, I was kind of reading the candidate surveys that we asked you guys to fill out, and just kind of to reiterate, what's maybe one of your goals on the city council? What do you want to get, or at least start to get accomplished?
Be the voice of the people.
The voice of the people.
That's it.
I think it was your survey specifically. You mentioned a lot about the youth, young demographics, right? Yes. Would you like to elaborate maybe on something specific you'd like to see for them?
Well, growing up in Glasgow, we had Glasgow Little League.
Okay.
We had the Pee Wee, we had the Lou Garrett, we had the Little League, and we had the Pony League. Nowadays, we don't have none of that. Everybody in Glasgow goes to Barren County, to the county, and play sports or travel ball. We don't have it in Glasgow no more.
So you wanna get that going again?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I had for you. I just want to say congratulations one more time for you.
Appreciate it.
Who else we got in the? I see a line there.
And
but I think we'll go to Todd first.
Well, I saw Terry Bennell come in, and congratulations, sir. And we'll let you talk to him.
Sure. All right. Well, I might just throw it back to you. Who knows what we're doing? But congratulations, I want to say first. And you're actually the first incumbent we've talked to. How does it feel to get reelected to this position?
It feels great to be reelected. First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity to serve the citizens of Glasgow. I thank God and glorify God for this opportunity to continue to serve the citizens of Glasgow. I'm excited about it. I want to thank my family, all my friends, folks that voted for me, for this community. I mean, I believe in this community. I've invested in this community a lot. I think our better days are in front of us. We've got a lot of activities going on. A lot of people are working hard in Glasgow to bring business and other opportunities to our community, and we've got to get behind them and keep that momentum going. It's very positive what we're seeing in our community. We want to keep that developing.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again, sir. I'll let you get back to the. I'm sure you're having a good night.
We are.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry and Michael. I know we've got several that are coming in the door here, or is that all for right now? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it for right now. If I'm looking down the hallway, right? Unless Elizabeth, do you want to maybe say a few things out in the crowd?
We've got someone that's going to come and share another victor tonight.
Yes, well, much like Tommy, this is your first time on the council. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to say a few words and say congratulations to you first.
Thank you. I am in utter disbelief. I really am. You want to do something instead of sitting at home and complaining all the time. So I've thought about this for 3 years, and it's totally out of my league. I'm mostly medical. So when we were doing the forms, I kept thinking, I wish they would ask me a medical question, like maybe medical marijuana or something like that. But I'm very, very excited to start this journey and to try to make Glasgow a wonderful place to live.
You said you've been thinking about this for 3 years. What was kind of the catalyst, so to speak, for you to actually jump in and throw your hat in the ring?
Probably social media. You know, reading some of probably the negative things about Glasgow and then going out. You know, you read about the sidewalks and you read about the road. And so when I would read something, I would actually just go out to see if it were true. And I'm finding a lot of these things are true. So I think if we can get back to the simple things before we get to the big things and make Glasgow the best that it can be.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again. I know we pulled you out of the crowd, but.
Thank you. Don't take it back.
All right. All right. Got a familiar face coming. Congratulations, Miss Lowry. I still call you Miss Lowry. I can't kick the habit.
Little Michael too.
Well, thank you. I'm glad. So yeah, you're an incumbent. I just kind of wanted to give you the opportunity. First, how does it feel to be reelected to this position?
Well, I appreciate the citizens of Glasgow continuing to have faith in me. My family for always supporting me. I just try to do my job. And the people have elected me to represent them, and that's what I always keep in mind.
Is there one area or one thing you particularly want to focus on this new term?
You know, I just want us to keep moving forward with all the positive progress we have with the collaboration between the city and the county and all the departments. I think good things are coming our way.
Excellent. Well, congrats again. I'll let you get back to it. All right. Well, I think that's all we have for right now, so I'll throw it back to you, Todd.
And just to recap on the top 9 who have been elected to the Glasgow City Council, we have, these are in order, Randy Wilkinson and Chastity Lowry and James Happy Neal, Joe Trigg, Tommy Burris, Terry Bennell, Freddie Norris, Marna Kirkpatrick, and Elizabeth Shoemaker. And those are the 9 who have been elected to the Glasgow City Council. And we will see them take their seats and continue the progress of the city of Glasgow. And we might have a few more guests that will come in tonight. We'll take a break right now. And we can't do this without our sponsors. We greatly appreciate them. So we're going to take about a 3.5-minute break again and hear from them. We will return with more information here on Election Coverage Night on WCLU.
Looking for high-quality, cost-effective, and highly visible advertising? At ATM Media Solutions, we offer large-scale marketing with ease. We have 4 LED billboard locations: Highland Pharmacy in Sonic, the intersection of 31E and Trojan Trail, Highway 90 East, Burkesville Road, and our newest location in front of Gondolier. Call 270-629-4542 to get a quote today. ATM Media Solutions. Advertise with ease.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
In Glasgow, Campbellsville, Radcliffe, and Bardstown.
Wherever you are in your journey, German American Bank is here to give you the momentum and confidence you need to manage your finances. German American Bank has been a source of strength and security since 1910 and is here with a team of dedicated local professionals and convenient online tools and services to support you through every stage of life. Learn more and find contact information for a financial professional near you at GermanAmerican.com. German American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Magic Man. Got a drawer full of dusty old jewelry and coins? Let's turn that clutter into cash at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Seriously, why are you still hanging on to Grandma's ancient brooch? Cash in your pocket. I can turn your unwanted trinkets into treasure. Come see me at 101 North Public Square in downtown Glasgow. And trust me, it's not magic, it's just good business. So bring in your loot and leave with cash. Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, where your junk becomes gold.
Welcome to Glasgow, Kentucky. This ain't no ordinary small town. This is Broadbandville, USA. People here weren't willing to sit around until one of the big telecommunications companies got ready to wire them up. They just decided to do it themselves. In Glasgow, the future is now.
NHC Healthcare in Glasgow has been locally recognized for providing a personal touch and really caring about their patients. That's why they continue to be voted Best of Barren County from the people in our community. They offer private and semi-private accommodations that feel more like home and not just a patient room. They even have in-house rehab for the residents in long-term care as well as those looking to return home after treatment. Come see why NHC Healthcare continues to be voted Best of Barren County. NHC Healthcare, Homewood Boulevard, Glasgow.
Walbert Trucking has been a family-owned business in the trucking industry in our community since 1932. Right now, Walbert Trucking has local and over-the-road driver positions available. Local routes getting you home daily and over-the-road routes getting you home on weekends. Positions are also available for a diesel mechanic and trailer mechanic. If you are looking for a family-oriented work culture and work-life balance, then go to GoWalbert.com or apply in person at 106 Shawn Lane, Glasgow.
Are you looking?
Welcome back to WCLU. We are on the air with election coverage, and we've got a couple of council members who have been reelected to the Glasgow City Council. Glasgow News 1 Director Michael Crimmins is going to talk with a couple more. Michael?
Well, I'm here with Happy Neal. James Neal. Sorry. You'll always be happy. You were just telling me 16 consecutive years on the council. You were the third top vote getter. You've got some new faces on the council when you get back.
First, I just want to thank all the people that support me during these 16 years and in the next 2 years. I just want to thank those people very, very much. So they got support in me, and I want to support them. So thank them very much.
Is there one particular area or one focus you want to have during these next years?
The main focus is just to make Glasgow great. I mean, that's the goal. We want to make Glasgow great. So that's the goal of, I guess, every councilman is to make the city of Glasgow a great place to live, and that's our end goal, is to do that.
All right. Well, I think we have Joe Trigg coming up, so I'll just say congrats to you again.
Thank you. Joe.
Joe's talking as always, so.
And a lot of people are talking, but hey, that's all right. We've got the room to do that. A lot of excitement here from folks. Go ahead, Michael.
All right, we good? We good? All right, there. Well, congratulations, first of all.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you've been reelected. I forget exactly how many years you told me the other day you've been on the council.
I keep forgetting myself. So I think first thing I'd like to say, just on the joking side, I mean, when you started number 17, you're a little bit concerned at night because you're waiting to see if you're going to go up in the standards. And I want to thank the community and the folks that voted for me again, and really appreciate your support, and hope I can continue to do the job you voted me in for.
And could you, if you could, just elaborate on that job and things you want to try to work on during this term?
Well, I think if we can just kind of stay on track. I mean, a lot of folks want a lot of changes, and it's always interesting to see, but I continue to believe that it's a big old wheel, and it's turning in the right directions, and if we just hang in there, we'll all benefit from it in the long run.
All right. Well, congrats again, sir. I look forward to seeing you. All right. We got time for Marna? Or
yes, we do. Right. Go right ahead.
Step on up. All right. Well, first, as I always talk, I want to congratulate you. And this past term was your first term on the council. Is that correct? Am I remember?
No. I've done 4 terms.
4 terms. Okay. I was mixing it up with Max Marion. I apologize.
That's okay.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you want to continue to work on then.
Unity and transparency.
And speak a little bit more about transparency, if you would.
Transparency. When we go into our committees, and I feel like we need to let the community know what exactly is going on any of our committees and anything like that.
Excellent. Well, I want to congratulate you again, and I think that's all right.
I want to thank the citizens for voting for me. This was a huge race, and I absolutely love the outcome, and I'm very, very happy.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and I'll let you get back to mingling with the others, but it's a pleasure. All right. Have a good one.
All right. I believe that's all that we have here in the studio as far as winners who are visiting tonight, and we appreciate all of you all stopping by for sure. We've got to wrap up our coverage tonight, but we're going to thank a lot of people first and foremost. And as we get ready to begin that process, I have Nellie Pickett sitting beside of me. And she didn't want to sit down, but I wanted her to just know how much we appreciate you, Nellie. You are the one instrumental in getting this show on the road, so to speak, and we couldn't have done this tonight without you. And you've been instrumental. How long have you worked with WCLU? 31 years. And let me turn that mic up just a little bit.
Okay.
31 years?
Almost.
31 years. Mm-hmm. And I was working with you back in the day.
Were, yes.
And
we were both younger then.
Yes, we were. We were indeed. But seriously, you have provided so much help to me since I started just roughly 3.5 weeks ago, and getting my feet wet again, so to speak. And you are instrumental to this place, and we appreciate all that you do.
You're welcome.
And especially tonight, because we couldn't have pulled this off without you. So, Nellie Pickett, I had down our runner. You have been running back and forth, haven't you? How many steps did you get in tonight?
I'll have to check her tonight.
Nellie, thank you so much. And let's give Nellie a hand and thank her for all that she's done, okay? And we appreciate you. And we've got a list of other folks that we want to thank tonight. First and foremost, our tabulators, the accountants, Campbell, Myers, and Rutledge, Cindy Greer, Bryant Billingsley, Ryan Mosier, Gina Pace, Lane Norris, Jordan Constant, Sue Furlong, and Casey Etherton. We appreciate all the hard work they did, and they did a tremendous job there. And, of course, our roving reporter with the tabulators, Joe Myers, instrumental in this tonight, and we appreciate all that Joe did. And we want to thank Roxanne Pierce and Jane Bird, who answered the phones. We had some folks out at the polling places calling in results, and they took those numbers down and got them back here. We appreciate them. Luke Pierce is back tonight on WCLU. You didn't hear him or see him, but he has been instrumental pushing out results to the social media and our websites, and we appreciate Luke for doing that. We've got staff here at Commonwealth Broadcasting who have been instrumental. Kelly McKay, Erica Tui have been working out front and doing a lot of things, and we appreciate them. Patty Bell as well, and I'll forget somebody, and I better not try to remember everyone, but there have been so many. Ben McCarty has been on the board, operating the board, and James Brown has been here doing some things. Michael Crimmins, of course. And I greatly appreciate Bobby Richardson. I want to thank Chris Houchins, who's just sitting down.
I'm sliding actually to thank you. You've done a great job tonight, Todd.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris. It has been my pleasure, and we appreciate getting the opportunity to bring the election results to the folks of Glasgow and Barren County and keep folks informed. We are all about being live and local and keeping the heritage of WCLU going, and this is an important part of that.
Absolutely. Nothing matches local. It doesn't get any more local than it does tonight.
Exactly.
In Glasgow.
Exactly. And we also want to thank our electric plant board folks over here.
Yes.
And there are several guys. Of course, Aaron has been part of WCLU before the electric plant board, so it feels like he's coming back home again a little bit. But we greatly appreciate those guys. And we want to thank our sponsors tonight: ATM Media Solutions, Colton Sizzlin Signatures, Colton Steakhouse is a great place, and we appreciate Doug Landers letting us borrow this bell. We
probably need to ring the bell.
We probably need to ring the bell.
There we go. Thank you, Doug.
And thank you for the peanuts here on the table. We appreciate that. And also German American Bank, Glasgow Coin and Jewelry, Glasgow Electric Plant Board, NHC Healthcare, Walbert Trucking. And we appreciate all our sponsors because we couldn't do it without them.
Absolutely.
And that is going to put a wrap on things. And we thank you, the listener and the viewer on the Electric Plant Board Channel 6, for tuning in tonight and joining us here as we presented the election coverage for the 2024 election. I'm Todd Steenbergen. Thank you for joining us here on WCLU.